let's bring you back to the headquarters of the NPP because a lot has been happening. The minority leader, Alexander Feomaki, has been speaking, and amongst other things, he's accusing the NDC of making the army partisan. They're trying to push away people they perceive not to align with the thinking of the NDC. He's also spoken against the government, the John Dramani Mahama government, of keeping taxes they spoke against. He says VAT has not changed in principle, and even for that, mining companies have had their taxes increased because, according to him, government says they're making too much profit. He also brought in the utility tariffs that have gone up. He says the attempt to push away the CJ, Gertrude Araba Tokonu, is an attempt to control the court. Then he went ahead to say that John Mahama and the NDC is now nominating 7 new judges into the Supreme Court because they want to set the tone for a third-term agenda for John Mahama. He then wants some judges who he says they know are being coerced to support the sacking of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. He says, well, it could be Tokonu's time today, tomorrow, it could be your time. So he's rallying the judges to oppose the attempt by government to sack Gertrude Tokonu. Well, let's bring on the National Democratic Congress for a reaction on this particular matter, the news conference done by the NPP and 3 other political parties. They have already announced a demonstration, to protest the attempt by the government to sack Gertrude Tokonu. So we've been joined on the line by Dr. Rashid Tanko, who is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. Doc, I'm grateful to you for joining us.
Well, I'm grateful. Good afternoon. Let me say good afternoon to your cherished viewers.
Great. We also have on the line from the other side, Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Haruna, great to have you here today.
Thank you.
Great. Well, let me come back. Let me come to you, Dr. Rashid Tanko. So you've heard the NPP there, the minority leader, say categorical things. Say, for example, that your attempt to push out the CJ is to control the judiciary arm of government. Why that? Why do you want to make sure that you take control of the judiciary? This is something you spoke against when you were in opposition.
Kojo, you see, these people should be dismissed with the contempt they deserve completely. This group can best be described as a hypocritical group. In fact, they are hypocrites, complete hypocrites.
Why do you say so?
They just left office. They just left office about 4 months ago. They have not, since they left office, it appeared something is wrong with that party. It appeared they forgot that they ruled this party, this country for 8 years. They just forgot about it, simply, as if they are in opposition for some 10 or 100 years. And they speak as if they've never governed this country. Look, Kojo, this is the constitution of the country. That's the 1992 constitution. Tell me, which part of it did the president or has the president violated? Which article of this that the president has violated? We have seen a pattern, and the pattern is like they have put in motion a process of undermining the authority of the president just because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That one there, we are not going to countenance it, and we are going to stand firmly behind His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for what they are doing. We thought they were just playing to the gallery, but it has now been in motion that they want to undermine the authority of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That is what they are doing. Nanado ruled this country for 8 years. Nobody there undermined his authority. He exercised the president, his executive powers to the later. In fact, in full force. We had all these bodies in this country. Everybody, they were quiet. When Nanado was appointing judges upon judges, to the extent he was even appointing party apparatchiks who were party parliamentary candidates to the Supreme Court. Where were these hypocrites? To Today, go and look at the Supreme Court. How many judges do we have? And see who appointed them there. At the Supreme Court.
But Doc,
we are
Doc, but the appointment by of those judges coincided with a number of judges also going on retirement. Not so.
I am saying that point to me which part the president did wrong or the president has violated the constitution. They are referring to the removal and cogitating. I don't know when NPP becomes soothsayers or sorcerers that they can just think for His Excellency John Dramani or the NDC. They are cogitating, and in their cogitating mind, they want everybody to believe them. Look, just December, a certain lawyer, a professor of law, Kweku Azah, wrote to the president in a petition asking that the president should remove Madam Tokono. It wasn't under the regime of NDC. It was under NPP. The president haven't received the petition. Look, under Article 146, I'm holding it here. And under Article 146, Clause 6 and 10. Go and read there. Clause 6, what did they say? The president will, in consultation with the Council of State, if a prima facie case has been found, will form a committee. And Article 10 of it, at the Article 106, Clause 10, is giving president some powers here. And I'll read. In fact, for the benefit of those who don't have the handshake of having the Constitution, where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may discretionary powers. Judges have discretionary powers. Judges, they have discretionary powers. That's why I'm surprised at GBA. Judges, they have the president also has his discretionary powers in the Constitution. May, in the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. The premise, when they wrote this thing in the Constitution, they didn't write it for children to come and play. Okay. They wrote it there for implementation. Now the president, in consultation with the Council of State, by warrant, has suspended the. Has he done anything wrong? Okay. Where are they getting this thing from? Just to undermine the president because he's John Dramani or what? Nanado did similar thing. Kojo, let me land here. Nanado did similar thing. President Nanado, former president now, wrote and sent it to the Council of State then. The Council of State, haven't satisfied with the petition, said there was no prima facie. Is that not true? Yeah, that's it. And went back to the president. The president, haven't satisfied himself with the response from the Council of State, dismissed the petition. That one there, nobody saw anything wrong with it. Because it was Nanado. Nobody saw anything wrong with it. Today, you have all manner of legal luminaries coming in and jumping upon themselves and telling us all manner of things as if the president has violated the Constitution. It's here, point out just one part of the articles that the president has violated. That the heads must break loose. But Doc, I mean, when they say your attempt to push out the CJ and also to pack the court with new judges is your attempt to, get a further third term for John Mahama, don't they have a point? When you, in 2024, your general secretary said there were enough judges on the bench to deal with judicial issues, and therefore there were no need for the president to keep nominating judges to the Supreme Court. As we speak now, vacancies have been created in the court. Is that not true? How many? As we speak now, there are vacancies. Are they 7? Some have gone on retirement. Are they 7? Some have gone on retirement. Are they 7? I'm saying that some. Oh, the president is acting based on the Constitution. Have we put ceiling into it? No. But I'm only asking this because you in 2024 said the president should not appoint and nominate people to the bench because there were enough judges on the bench to deal with issues. Yes, why we said that at that time was that this was an existing president. We were exiting. Okay. You were leaving the presidency. And you wanted to appoint judges ahead of those retirement. People are not retired. He has already thought that they were going to retire. And therefore, he wanted to appoint ahead of them. Okay. That was why we were fighting. And he said this president, Nana Akufo-Addo, appointed over 55 judges under his presidency. 55. High Court, over 40. Appeal Court, 11. The rest, go to the Supreme Court and see them. Where were all these noisemakers? But when the President Nanado was doing all this, His Excellency just appointed 7. And hell must break loose. Somebody who did over 55, we can count one each of them from High Court, Appeal Court to Supreme Court. Most of them, we know them, party apparatchiks. Nobody had any comments with that. We told them that what you were doing, nobody said Nanado was looking for a third term. Did we say Nanado was looking for a third term when he was putting all these people at the Supreme Court? When Nanado removed Charlotte Osei and her deputies, did we say Nanado was looking for a third term? Did we come to say Nanado was wanted to go for a third term? Therefore, he wanted to put judges and electoral commissioners pliable to the government of NPP. Did we say that? Okay. That's why I said when NPP becomes sorcerers, this is witchcraft, and we must dismiss it.
Okay, I'm grateful to you, but I want to ask you. They say they would, demonstrate to the Flagstaff House to present their petition. Will you allow them to do it?
Oh, you see, demonstration is a constitutional right for everybody. It's allowed. This constitution allows for demonstration.
Okay.
If you are not happy with certain action.
Okay.
And as a political party, we will not go arresting people using the court or the coercive force of state when people demonstrate. Just yesterday, some people demonstrated, they were arrested and prosecuted. Today, the Flagstaff House, just about a week ago or so, some group went there in the night. They even went in the night. We didn't say they were going to pose security threat to the presidency. We allowed them. They came and demonstrated. They said they wanted to be there up to midnight. By 10, they ran away. Everybody left them because they saw the hypocrisy in it. So if NPP, they have satisfied themselves with the Public Order Act, and they have been granted the right to go and demonstrate, the NDC will not prevent them.
Okay.
NDC, we are not like them.
Okay.
We will not prevent. It's a democratic right. But we are saying that nobody should dare misbehave with the security of the state just because you are demonstrating. That one there, we won't take it. We won't countenance it. They know it, and they know what we are made up of. That go and do your peaceful demonstration, send your petition, it will be looked at, the appropriate authorities will look at it and see the merit of it. But don't use it as a yardstick to go and disturb the public peace. That one there, we won't take it. Nobody should dare undermine the authority of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We are telling them.
Okay.
They shouldn't.
All right.
But the NDC will not accept it.
Okay. All right. Let me bring in Haruna Mohammed now. He's Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Haruna, the President is undertaking a constitutional obligation. Why fight him on that?
Thank you very much, Kojo Brice. I would like to say good afternoon to your cherished viewers, and then my good brother, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, a renowned propagandist, who I know will always run around not to speak directly to the party.
Why do you describe him as a renowned propagandist? Well, he's not doing propaganda here.
It is an established fact that it's only in the NDC that a position called a propaganda officer was established. And at that time, he was an officer of the party. He served through several ranks within the party to the status of a regional director of elections and to the deputy director of elections at the national level. So he understands how propaganda plays.
But I'm not sure that makes me a propagandist. Anyway, but let me hear your response to my question. Yeah.
He asked certain questions that we should tell the people of the country what law has John Mahama broken with respect to the 1992 Constitution. Well, we have what we call principle. And if you set your own principle and you break that principle, you tend to be hypocritical. July, on the same media platform, your platform, the multimedia platform, 7th of July 2024, when His Excellency, the former president then and the current president of the Republic today, said that there is no need to appoint judges to the Supreme Court, and that when he becomes president, he's going to put a limit to that. It is reported on the multimedia platform, specifically Joy, on the 7th of July, 2024. This was the principle that he was holding as a former president and a former statesman. God willing, he has been given the mandate. He came and he's doing a different thing altogether. My brother is talking about Nanado appointing 65 judges. The argument was not, I repeat, was not the appointment of judges into the other courts of the land. It was to the Supreme Court of Ghana. This is the highest of appointment, 7, without any recourse, whether there is retirement. And I'm happy when you asked him the question, he could not answer. He could not answer whether there is people are going on retirement. I am telling you that there is no anybody going on retirement in the next 1 month that should warrant an appointment of over 7 people to be impaneled. Well, I just hope that these 7 people they are sending onto the Supreme Court, should they go to court and lose case, they should stop branding them. Again, he talked about people being parliamentary candidates and they have been appointed to the Supreme Court.
But Haruna, before you go there, is it not right to say that the Constitution does not place a limit on the number of judges the president can appoint? Isn't right
I'm not in argument with that, but I'm in argument with the principle that was held by a statesman who wanted to put a limit, who questioned appointment to the Supreme Court, who frowned his face on such activity to come back to approbate and reprobate. It means that that person lacks principle. That person is a hypocrite. That person cannot hold the sanctity of the judiciary. That person cannot make appropriate laws to be able to govern because the person will make and break them. The principle is broken. Secondly, he's talking about the president following a constitutional duty and quoting copiously from Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, quoting sections of 6 and 10. And when he was reading, he didn't revert his mind to say that the president may, when it is said may, there are 2 key words in the Constitution of the Republic, shall and may. The may we are talking about here is a discretionary power. It is also right. And the point of discretionary power is also expressed in Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution. There are limitations and guidelines to the exercise of discretion. It is not a compulsory act to suspend the Chief Justice because the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution was very clear in their mind that the Chief Justice could still be on the seat what investigations go through. Again, if you go and read the Ghana Law Report of 2005-2006, Professor Gatiba, Justice Sophia Kufu, and many others who are reported in this particular Ghana Law Report have questioned the criteria for the committee that is going to sit to be able to get to the bottom of this matter. And they have quoted sections of the 1992 Constitution, Article 240 something to 245, where guidelines have been issued for courts to be able to adjudicate on certain matters. They have also questioned that there should have been a criteria set by the Constitution for this particular committee to exercise that particular right, which is not being set out. Nobody is questioning. But you ask yourself, if you are saying that the Chief Justice had traveled with what else, did you make your mind to the travel policy that you put on in 2010?
Well, but Haruna, those are issues the committee will listen to the defense and make a conclusion at the end of the day. So really,
but we are saying that the committee, per the Constitution, has not been given the requisite guideline terms of reference. It is the committee that will sit down and set their own. The Constitution should have
you and I don't know that. Do you know that specifically?
No,
for sure.
No,
that they have not been given any terms of reference.
I have read the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court the Ghana Law Report of the Supreme Court of 2005-2006.
That is fine.
Very respected judges have questioned
I get your argument, but I'm asking whether you know for sure that when the president set up this committee, the committee was not given any terms of reference within which they would do their work.
Even if there is any terms of reference they were given, it is not stipulated in the Constitution. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
So in the crafting of such terms of reference, the Constitution should have given a specific criteria so that nobody can be whimsical and capricious to set up any particular terms of reference that will inure to the benefit and desire of the purpose of which the person is setting up. Don't forget that this is a party, when they were in opposition, told us that they want to balance the judiciary. And they are encouraging their party people who are lawyers to join the bench. And they promise them that when they come, they will put them there. Is that what we are seeing today? Why is the president exercising a mere discretion, standing on the stance of 296 of the 1992 Constitution to suspend the Chief Justice, and not long, the president is appointing 7 members to the Supreme Court. Not too long. That is what the president is doing. We are watching. When we are talking about the democracy of our country, every basic student knows that we have 3 arms of government: the judiciary, the legislature, and the executives. The executive should not have powers over such other 2 institutions. And the Constitutional Review Committee that His Excellency President Mahama refused to attend to after it was done under Professor Mills, stated clearly in that particular review committee that the president is overly powered to have hands over the other arms of government. Okay. When we are talking about independent state institutions, these are the 3 independent state institutions, and Ghanaians should revert their mind and get the understanding of where I am coming from.
But
the president is the head of the executive. Mm-hmm. The president is the head of the executive.
Yes.
The president has majority in parliament, almost 2/3. The president now wants to appoint his own people into the judiciary and hold the whole country to ransom. That is exactly where the president is going. Ghanaians should open their eyes and fight for the independent state of the independent institutions.
So Haruna, let me get something clear. Are you then alluding to the allegation when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was nominating people to the Supreme Court, and they said the president was trying to control the judiciary? That's why he made those nominations, because that's the argument you're making now.
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo didn't make a statement when he was in opposition about balancing the judiciary with his party people. There is no such record. We have a record of a former president who was a candidate, made a point before lawyers of NDC that he is going to balance it, and his people should join the bench, and he's going to appoint them. So much as this is being said, and it was said in opposition, and it is happening in government, definitely there is that intent and meaning to what he said in opposition, and that is why we are drawing conclusions to this.
Okay. All right, I hear. But Doc, so you say that they have the liberty to demonstrate, but if they should go beyond board, you would make sure that you tame them. I mean, what will make you come to the conclusion that they've gone beyond board?
Oh, by their history. I mean, we know them. You know the history of NPP when it comes to demonstration. They misbehave a lot. That one there, we know them. So, in fact, we are red alert and watching them. We know their history, how they behave when they are doing demonstration in opposition. And so this is not new thing to us.
Are you saying your security is on red alert to watch out for some things in this demonstration?
The security will not allow, not that the security is going to do anything against them. No, far from that. The security will be there to protect them, to have their peaceful demonstration. Even these people will have no problem with that. The security is there to do that. But you see, Kojo, we must be principled and straight to the point. My good brother just made allusion to a statement made by His Excellency. That's far from the truth. I was in that meeting. I was there. I sat through the process throughout. And there was no way the president said, I'm going to appoint NDC people as judges or other things. The president never made such a statement over there. He was just encouraging them because it appeared a lot of our lawyers were not interested going to the bench. That's why he was just encouraging them, but he never made that. And in any case, the 7 he has appointed. Just
no, hold on. What was he encouraging them to go to the bench for? What did he say exactly? You were there.
No, these are sector. Some of them want to be in private sector. He was encouraging to come to government because when you are in the bench, you join the government. I mean, to help, because a lot of them, when they come in there, it will support the judicial system and all, because they have found best brains among them who are in the private sector. They are on the back.
So he said, they should get to the bench to help what?
Oh, are they not going to help the judicial system of this country?
Oh, okay.
When people are on the bench, I don't know helping the judicial system.
Oh, okay, I wanted to understand.
To support the process of governance in this country. Why are they sitting in the bench? People are appointed to the bench to support that. And we are saying that the president did no wrong when he made such statement. And then now, today, he did some 7 appointments. None of them none of them participated in any of our electoral process or any of our party legal committee. Go and check all the 7. I have the data of all our lawyers who are party members and party activities that we did for the 2024 election. None, 7 of them, none of them, not even a single one. That tells you that the president wants the best for the country, and he has done just that. So we are saying that, look, compare that one. When they are talking of independent body, I don't think electoral commission is not an independent body. Independent body, electoral commission is the constitution, it's an independent body. The president sacked a whole electoral commission and her deputies. That one, they didn't see anything wrong. They didn't know that they were bastardizing the independent body. The president didn't stop the auditor general, who was then there. The auditor.
No, but hold on. If you say the president sacked the electoral commission chairperson and her deputies, are you saying he just got up and sacked them, or he followed due process to do that?
Now, you see, I'm happy you have asked this question. They use Article 146, a process that when the petition was received, they sent the petition to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice, having satisfied herself that there was a prima facie case, they formed a committee to look at the matter. Is that not true?
Yes.
And went through the matter and submitted their report to the president, indicating that the president should fire them. Is that not true? The president, having satisfied himself with that thing, could have rejected it, but he went ahead and accepted the report and fired them. It was fired by the president. Now, the president today has received a petition against the same thing, which was received by Nanado, the same process. The president followed through the process and formed a committee now for the committee to go into the matter, for Madame Tokuno to avail herself before the committee. Now, these people haven't satisfied themselves. They want to undermine the president authority, as saying they are hitting the road because the president is forming a committee to go. So the president shouldn't form a committee. I indicated it. Article 146(10), clause 10 gave president discretionary powers.
Yeah.
Judges have it. Judges, they have discretionary powers. That is why a judge, they will look at the matter. Instead of him jailing you for 10 years, he has a discretionary power to take the lower one. And he can decide to give you 5 years or 3 years. It's a discretionary power. He can decide to go to the upper limit or go the lower limit. It's a discretionary power.
Yeah.
The president also has that discretionary power, either to suspend or not to suspend. He decided to suspend. Has he done anything wrong? Are they so serious to think for the president? He said, fine, this committee has been formed. You step aside, let the committee investigate the matter. Let's wait for their report. The president has not dismissed the Chief Justice. Let's put it on record. The president only suspended the Chief Justice under Article 146, Clause 10. Go ahead and read. It's a simple English there.
But he makes the argument. He makes the argument that, I mean, if you look at the 7 judges who have been nominated for appointment, in the immediate term, there is no Chief Justice of the Supreme Court who is going on retirement. And so he's asking, why 7 when no one is going out? How do you respond to that?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. As we speak now, there is an acting Chief Justice.
Yes.
Yes, there's an acting Chief Justice. Some have died, some are due for retirement. They will end by the close of the month. There's a lot of vacancies.
By the close of the month. By the close of the month.
Yes, the president is just working around the clock.
No, hold on.
The vacancies. You remember
hold on. You are saying that one is acting, and by the close of the month, someone is going on retirement. Who is that? Who's going on retirement?
Kojo, I'm saying that at the time they appointed the two judges.
Yeah.
You remember some were pending.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yes.
Some were pending. It didn't go through.
Yeah.
Because of the lapse, the process was stalled somewhere along the line. But then you remember the Chief Justice, who is now on suspension, recommended some 5 people to the president to appoint. If there were no vacancies, why would she be recommending 5 people?
Okay.
Plus the 2 that they were adding up. So add the 5 plus the 2. Which number are you getting?
You have a
are
point.
you not getting 7?
You have a point.
That is what we are talking about. So the president did no wrong. And the president has appointed the finance brains in terms of legal luminary issues. And they are there. The 7 he has appointed. Just look at them and tell me whether they are not qualified or whether these people are not best brains and whether they have anything to do with the NDC. I am saying that I was the operational officer of the election directorate and I dealt with Edwige, who was the director of legal service, and we know the history, the number of lawyers under the role and who worked for the party at that point. These 7, none of them appeared in any of NDC activities or anything.
Okay.
But I can, if you want to go that tangent, they want to go that tangent, and we can refer to them on certain issues. We are saying we don't want to go that path. We just want to make sure that the president is within the constitution, and I'm still holding the 1992 constitution. He has not violated any article. But we have a president who violated this very constitution. My brother Haruna and Co didn't see anything wrong. In removing Domlevo, Supreme Court ruled against it and said what he did was wrong. The way he removed the gentleman from office was wrong. The Supreme Court is on the rule against the president. And that means that the president violated the constitution. Nobody break heads at that time. They didn't see anything wrong with that because it was Nanadu. Today, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is going through the same process.
Can we assume by this submission that the petition and the demonstration actually will amount to nothing because the response has already been provided?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we are not stopping anybody from demonstrating.
Oh yes, I know, but I'm just saying that do we take it that the petitions already have had the answer they are seeking?
The petitioners?
Yeah, the petition they are bringing, it is to petition against the removal, and I'm saying, do we already have the answer to them?
Oh, but it's clear. That's why I'm saying that I refer you to the enabling article in the Constitution, whether the president has violated it. That somebody will have to bring another petition and say on demonstration that he has done something wrong. What wrong has he done? What they should tell me. I'm so much interested. He should tell me. That discretionary power, that under Article 10, 146 clause 10 of the 1992 Constitution gave him discretionary powers, which is made. And he exercised the discretionary powers. And I'm saying he's not the only person under this Constitution to exercise discretionary power. The Chief Justice, the one on suspension, exercised several discretionary powers when he was sitting on the bench there. Judges, high court judges, appeal court judges, even lower court judges, they exercise discretionary powers. How come the president cannot exercise discretionary powers? Is it because he's John Dramani Mahama? That's the question I continue to ask myself.
Okay.
He has exercised discretionary powers, and that one there, hell must break loose. Hell must break loose for him exercising a discretionary power. I don't get it.
Okay.
They should just allow the process to go through. The committee has been formed. The committee will be sitting. There's already an acting Chief Justice currently. So there's no vacuum at the Supreme Court there in terms of leadership of the judiciary. It's working.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I get you.
So I don't see anything wrong. Please, they should respect. They are fine lawyers. The NPP, I know them. Fine brains among them. Fine lawyers among them. Very brainy guys. They should call their people to order. What they are doing is not the best.
I hear.
They should call them to order.
I'm grateful. Haruna Mohammed, so there you have it. Why not allow the process to run through? And then you can take your issue with it if you're not satisfied.
Kojo,
yeah.
Kojo, when we talk about independent institutions, we have classes of the independent institutions. One of the independent institutions we are talking about here is part of the arms of government. The Electoral Commission is not an arm of government. The Auditor General is not an arm of government. Any of the 3 arms of government, their hands must not be twisted to fit what the executive wants to do. That is what we have to correct. The Electoral Commission and the Auditor General, they are not arms of government.
Are you by that saying that you can meddle in the affairs of the EC and the Auditor General?
I am coming to the place because the Constitution aspect, that the one he's quoting, that Article 146, there are limitations to what you do to the Chief Justice, who is one of the arms, who has one of the arms of government. In case of the other two, it passes through one of the arms of government to the other arm of government and proceeds to the other arm of government. But in this case, it is one of the arms of government which must be protected. If the president has exercised his discretion as contained in 14610, and the stage of discretion is also stated in Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution, and it is said the exercise of any discretionary power can be questioned and can go to court. So what the demonstrators are doing, it is not against any provision of the 1992 Constitution. They are exercising equally their right to question, to argue, to demonstrate, because the Constitution has given them that particular mandate. And I want to state it. When you asked him in the first time, I was refraining not to talk about it. It looks as if these people, the arrogance of power is setting in very early. They are questioning the mindset of the people. They are threatening the citizens of the country as if the goodwill that was given them through the elections is going to stay forever. They should learn, reflect, rethink, and get to understand that Ghanaians are very, very, very active when it comes to political governance. They watch our words, they watch our attitude, they watch our work, and they look at us and pass their judgment. They should tone down. They should tone down in threatening people. They should tone down in the use of words against people exercising their right in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
Okay.
And I want to say, if he's saying that there were 2 people, there were 5 people, are the people dead? Are the 5 people, are they not justices in the other courts of Ghana? If they wanted to appoint 7, those people, why didn't they pick them? Is it because they are not aligned to their party? That is why they left them and they have appointed 7. Kojo, must you sit on a committee of a party to be appointed? Did you tell me? All the persons that have been appointed into government, including the person that has been appointed to Gapoha, he's a military officer. Which committee did he serve? Which committee did he serve before he was appointed to Gapoha? So people sit behind the scenes and they do a lot of things for them.
Okay. All right.
So why didn't they appoint the 5 people that the suspended Chief Justice had recommended? Why didn't they appoint them? Why are they appointing people?
I'm grateful to you.
We must raise legitimate questions to such appointment. People who cannot stand on their own principle. People who cannot look at themselves and say what I said in the past was right. And still stand by it.
I'm grateful to you.
Exposed by their own book, My First Coup d'etat, where they could not take a decision on their own and had to appoint 3 wise men to guide them. Who is guiding His Excellency the President? Who is making the appointment? Who is talking to him?
Thank you very much, Haruna Mohammed. I'm grateful to you. He is Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. And we also heard from Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. He is Deputy Director of Elections and IT of the NDC. Now, Kimathi Rafiatu Adia on Facebook says, President Mahama should appoint another 15 justices to the Supreme Court next week and the NPP can bend the seat. Mariam Adams says, during the time of the NPP, they justify everything Nanado did without saying A. But these same people have the nerves to talk today. NPP, you are not first-class citizens. Okay, I mean, several of you are sending in your thoughts there. This is the postal to come here. The Ghana National Fire Service says it saved some 550 million cedis worth of properties from destruction between January and December 2024. We have a lot of data on that one, plus a reaction on that particular story here on the Pulse. Stay with us.